There's no water in the fuel. So we need this device here. We go down here, extract a little bit of fuel, and there's no water in the fuel, so that's good. Before we used to just throw this on the runway, but now we have to be environmentally sound, which is a good idea. Pour that back inside. Close this up. Yikes, that might not be really tight. Make sure this cap doesn't come off while we're in the air. Okay. So, where were we? Okay. Engine dipstick, fuel strainer, no water. Now we're going to check the alternator belt, which is right here. This is the alternator belt, and it's solid. Alternator belt. Alternator belt for tension. Lower H frame. That's this thing right here. Lower H frame, make sure that's not cracked. Check security, rear extension, aft. Skid on the aft, make sure nothing's come off there. Tail rotor alignment mark, so we need to align these marks right here with the tail rotor, and then we'll check a bolt in the back. Where's that mark? There it is, right there. Okay, that's good. Okay. Now we're going to check, make sure this is in place, which it is. That's the exhaust pipe. Looks good. Static port, which is this little thing right here. Make sure nothing's contaminating that. It's not plugged up. Check for any dents along here. Stabilizer's in good shape. Make sure there's no crack right here where the screws in there. And then there's a lamination that goes right here. That tends to come off. That looks good. Make sure all the cotter pins are in. Blue, green with green. Okay, that looks good. Okay, lamination's still good. No crack right there. Okay, the wash plate in the back for the rotor. That looks good. Okay, this is good. That's good right there. And there's an oil level check right there, and that's good. Fin's good. And then there's a check right here. Checking right up here. You see a bolt right there. You can see it. You can feel it. That's good. We come along here. And there's another one right here. It's like there's a shaft going through here, and this is a counterweight. Make sure it stays balanced. So this is good all along here. We're gonna check right here, back and forth movement. Make sure that there's no metal to metal contact. This fan inside, make sure it's not loose. All the belts are in. This is good. That's good. Make sure that it's filled with oil. The crankcase is in good shape, that this is good. Now we got to climb up to the top and make sure the rotor is where it's supposed to. The rotor has all its cotter pins in and all that. So it's kind of tricky. Place for you to stand up here. And now I can see that everything looks good. Good. That looks good. All the pins are in. Blue. So, okay, that looks good. Let's come back down. Okay. Now we're going to check the oil cooler. That's good. This is all good. That's good. And then let's check general area. Make sure all the cables and everything's in good shape. Tail rotor wires are good. Battery's in its place. And then there's an idle adjustment. There's a, what's it called? A flight idle adjuster wheel and retention. This is a flight adjuster wheel and retention. Right there's a little coil back here which I can feel. You can see that right there. And then there's the stripe that goes across there. That's not supposed to move. They just put a new one of those in, so that's what we're going to go check out today. And the oil is good. They just changed the oil. So everything looks good. All right, let's go.